Welcome back to the High Point. We're still in the same genre of fall desserts. A lot of people think that a sweet potato pie is just a pumpkin pie made with sweet potatoes. It's not exactly. The recipe I'm going to share with you today actually has some special ingredients, and I've had people from the South tell me it's one of the best sweet potato pies they've ever had. Sweet potatoes aren't all alike. A lot of people, they're called yams, and yams and sweet potatoes are not the same thing. Now, the sweet potatoes that you want to have should be the more rounded ones, kind of the fat ones, because they're going to cook up soft. These that I'm using today are actually baked, and by baking them in the skin or cooking them in the skin, one of the things that's great is the bright orange color of the inside stays. So these have been baked and cooled. So what I'm going to do here is just peel the skin off, and it's very easy to do. And you don't have to use a knife or anything at all. Our recipe today calls for a cup of mashed sweet potatoes. And so I'm going to do probably 3 sweet potatoes here. So what we're going to do first is we're going to puree our sweet potato. We will get our 1 cup of in here. Now we have 2/3 of a cup of evaporated milk. And then we're going to put in our pumpkin pie spice. We're doing a 1/2 teaspoon of pumpkin pie spice. We're going to put just a little bit of salt. I always use kosher salt. It's a little pure, it's a coarse grain. Now, we're going to put our brown sugar, and again, for this recipe, I'm using dark brown sugar. Now, this is our secret ingredient, the apricot preserves. And this is something that you really can taste in the pie. And we're putting a full cup of that into the pie. And this amount of this recipe will make exactly 1 pie. We have 2 eggs going into this. So now, to help keep from having lots and lots of bubbles, we're going to use our stick mixer. So you will note that this is just a little more chunky than the pumpkin is. And then we're going to do a 1/2 cup of chopped pecans. So we have our filling made here, and we're going to do our crust. And again, I'm just using a standard prepared crust. Now, we're going to put our filling in. And this particular recipe makes just exactly 1 pie. So you want to spread it so it's not mounded. Now we're going to put it in the oven, and then we'll eat some when it's all finished.
Here we are with Chef Ken done, and after preparing when I was in college, when something happened we would say, oh, sweet potato. Well, now I've got a sweet potato pie right in front of me.
Absolutely. Still warm right out of the oven, and hope you enjoy it. You can taste that little bit of apricot in it. And
I like that touch of apricot.
It's
I bet I'm going to like it even more after I try it.
A little bit different. And we do want to remind people about holiday parties here. We seat around 100 people. We can do small parties, large parties, whatever you'd need, and we can custom make your menus for whatever you'd like. So right now we are open from Thursday through Saturday from 4 o'clock till 11, and we invite you to come in, join us.
Let's take a taste of this sweet potato pie, see how just good it is. Oh, that flavor of the apricot preserves in there. Boy, does that bring it a sweet taste.
It does. It's a totally different complexion to it, and so it's a nice compliment if you did have a pumpkin pie for your holidays.
All right, well, Chef Ken, as always, thank you for bringing us here to the High Point. We invite people to enjoy a meal here at the High Point, again, Thursday through Saturdays, right here at the High Point in the Central Emporium in Arnold's Park.